Welcome back to another episode. My name is Tricky and this is Tricky Carping. This session I'll be bringing you down to CARPVALE Doubles, which is just off the A64 on the outskirts of Malton. CARPVALE Doubles was originally built in the late 1960s and used for trout fishing before becoming disused in the late 1970s. The lake then sat doing nothing for around 30 years, the current owners in 2008 seeing it for its true potential. They extended the lake to its new size of 3.5 acres and added 14 swims and added amazing features to each peg. They then backed that up by having an amazing stock of fish, with around 230 carp to the £30 mark and around 30 catfish to the £60 mark. This really is a place that you would want to visit. So I picked my swim and set up camp and figured I would see you guys in the morning, as it was very windy and it was getting dark. Well, good morning. It's been a quiet night. Nothing's happened. The only fish activity I've seen, any signs that I've seen to lead me towards anything, I've seen two fish splashing just along the edge of these reeds here through the night. This morning, I don't really like moving my rods in bite time when it's just coming light on the morning, but I felt like I had to. Prior to that, I've had one rod over that way underneath a hanging tree and one down in this margin, and nothing's came. I was confident in the spots as well. The spots are crystal clear, rock hard bottoms, but that's where I've seen fish, so I've moved on to that. Hopefully something comes of that. Well, I wasn't feeling too confident last night with the swim. In my head, I was moving this morning. I was going to get up and move pegs, but I've got up this morning. I spent a couple of hours watching the water, seeing loads of activity. Back down to my right hand side again under that tree, and also in the reeds straight ahead of me. So I'm going to stick with it. I put a bit more bait out. Just got a bit of breakfast on the go. See what happens. But it's a nice day, to be fair. Sun's coming up. The wind's picking up again, but it's not as strong as yesterday. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I think the temperature today is about 1,000, so it's not a bad temperature. A bad pressure, sorry. Just have to see what happens. The area where I wanted to move, down to the bottom of the lake, there is a couple of anglers. They turned up about the same time as me yesterday. There's a few anglers down there fishing. I've been down and had a chat with them this morning, and they've had nothing. They've not even seen anything, so I feel I'm in the best swim I can be, so just have to wait out and see what happens. Just burning me sausages. Have you ever seen anything like this? He sent his bait boat out underneath that willow tree. Battery died, so he's had to reel it back in by hand, and now he's having to use a bait needle to put a new battery on. Absolute noddy. Brand new battery. Yeah, what a carry on.
A few moments later.
Fucking steam.
So we're now in day 300 and he's finally got his bait boat out. Idiots. Steaming now, Jam.
There is a donut on camera.
Nowhere near. Oh, was that a practice run, was it?
Oh, it was 100% of the time, doesn't it?
And it hasn't even opened.
That's twice, did it yesterday as well. That was my plan, I told you it was a warm-up.
You know what I was saying about noddies? Oh, you're getting further away.
You see that wind taking it.
Oh, blame wind. Which side of bush you try to get? Oh. That's better. How many kilos you gone through? Now you've got it, Prowsey, can you make it 2 on the bounce?
Find out. That's where I wanted
That's
it.
exactly where
That was fucking exactly where I wanted it.
Well, at least you've got a good spreader bait out there, haven't you? Well, I've just taken the piss out of Prowsey for his shit spotting. Let's see if I can do any better. I'll show you where I'm aiming for. Aiming for this gap around this area here. Not hard, is it? Well, while I've got my rig out the water, I'll talk you through which rig I'm using. I've gone for an IQ D rig again, which, as you know, I use quite often. 12-pound line. Oh god, let me get this focusing on the camera. £12 IQ D rig on a size 6 curved shank with a little yellow dumbbell wafter. Give that a go. See what we can do. Well, my left hand rod has just ripped clean off. The tip was bent over double. Ran to it, hooked into a fish, playing it for maybe a minute or two. That's all I'm left with. Devastating. You wait all that time for a fish. You try loads of different methods, and this happens, but we live and learn, we carry on. Still got time, still 24 hours left, so hopefully I can manage to get one on the bank before then, but as for now I'm feeling a bit shit. Just a little tip for you guys, whenever you're fishing I always find it handy to keep a little notebook. So in this notebook I write down, or a little diary or anything like that, I write down bits of information on a returning pond. So obviously with this lake, CARPVALE Doubles, I do fish it quite often, so whenever I fish a peg I always write down if I've caught fish, say what baits I was using, what rigs I was using, probably the most importantly as well, how many wraps it is to a specific area that you found. So when you get to your session, you have a lead about, you might find a nice gravel bar or the edge of some weeds somewhere or the edge of an island. So just write it all down. I write everything down in this book. So like for instance, the last time I fished CARPVALE was March. No it wasn't, I apologised. It was May the 22nd, which was just before lockdown. As you can see, I've got everything wrote down. Back in May I fished in peg N. I had 7 fish, but like I say, I've got wrote down here 7.5 wraps, which was tight to the island, using a Northern Special on a blowback rig. And also what I write down is the times that I caught each fish. So if you're returning to a venue, quite often you might see a particular time when the fish like to feed more often. So just looking through these figures, most of my bites came over 3 days. Most of my bites were towards a 7 o'clock mark, so that to me tells me that, you know, that's feeding time. But that was back then. The days are drawing out, getting a little bit shorter now. 7 o'clock now is dark, so I would think the bite time now at this time of year would be between 5 and 7, just when it's getting dark. But you know, I think this is a great piece of kit to have. So you can rock up on a venue, turn up to somewhere you fished before, look in your book, no, right, I'm on this peg, it's 7 wraps to the island or to your gravel bar, wherever. Wrap up, clip up, hit your clip, you're done. You know that you're fishing comfortably and you know that your mind's at rest and you are fishing on a good spot. That's why I like to have this. Helps you out a lot. Well, I've waited so long for this.
There you go.
Get in. Oh, I'm over the moon with that. Absolutely over the moon. Get in. Tell you what,
Nice one.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
18,
Well, that net's set to 0. The scale. I wet the net. I zeroed the scale. Bit tricky. Just over.
Tickle over 20.
£20 4 ounce. There we have it. I feel like I've worked hard for this fish over the last 36 hours. I've tried different tactics, different spots, all sorts, but £20 4 ounce, I feel like I've earned it. Beautiful fish. Let's have a little look at the other side. There it is. Beautiful mirror. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get this one back. I feel like I've found a little spot now where hopefully I can pull a few more. Like I say, it's the same spot where I missed the one from earlier, so hopefully I can get another one off the same spot. Let's get some photos, let's get it back. You got some?
Yeah, I got loads.
Yeah, so well, last morning now, guys. I've been pulled out my bivvy this morning to a fish what's dragged me hard into the reeds. Probably had it on for no longer than a minute. Line's solid. It's just a clean break. I've had to cut a bit of line off, but the line what I've cut off is just frayed to death. I think it was a cat, just pulled me straight into the reeds, but I'm not fishing for cats. Like I say, I've only got small dumbbell wafters on this session. I'm just out and out carp fishing, but say there is catfish in here, and catfish will eat anything. It's just unfortunately it snapped me off. But I was on a drop off lead system and barbler suck, so it will drop all that, so I'm not too worried about that. But that rod's been in the water since I caught the last carp yesterday, which was going back now around 15-16 hours ago. So I've just put them back out now. I've put 3 more spods over the top of them. I'll just leave it. We're not due to be off till 3 o'clock this afternoon, so it's only 7:30 in the morning now, so got a good few hours yet. Hopefully we can still manage to windle another one out. On another note, guys, when you do come fishing, when you're packing up, when you've got all your gear ready, put all your rubbish in a bag and just put it in your car. It's not hard. I always bag mine up. I've got mine here. I always just throw it in the back of the van at the end of the session. You're seeing far too many fishery owners now on Facebook saying that people are leaving bags of rubbish and pooing in bushes and stuff like that. And it's not nice for a fishery owner, is it, to be having running around after you and picking all your stuff up. So, you know, just put it in a bag and take it home with you. It's not hard. You know what they say? They always say, leave nothing but footprints, don't they? So, there you go. On a lighter note to that, I have ordered a new bivvy, the new Fox Frontier, which should be here in November. So we'll be doing a little review in November. I'll get it all set up. We'll have a look through it, see what you guys think of it. This session I've been using the, if you can see there, it's the Fox, when I get my camera set, the Fox Easy Shelter, which is a fantastic bivvy. Well, it's not a bivvy really, it's just a shelter, but it's a fantastic shelter, like I say. And I've ordered the new Fox Frontier bivvy, so we'll do a little review on that. And my other bivvy at the minute is the Nash Titan T1, which I've had now for about 6 months. and it's a class bivvy. I can't knock it. The only downfall with that bivvy is it's heavy. It weighs something like 15 kilos, so it's big and it's heavy. So I'm looking forward to getting this Fox. I'll get the Fox and the National, set them up side by side, and we'll do like a little comparison, see what you guys think. But that should be November. I've been told it'll be here by November. I'm not sure what dates, so something for us to look out for. Yeah. Well, I've just packed the bivvy up at the top end of the lake. I needed the toilet, so I took the bivvy and the barra and everything down. All I was going to leave was my rods up on peg G. But as I've passed peg N, which is actually close to the van, I must have seen a dozen fish showing and cutting across the surface, and there was loads of bubbles coming up in front of me. So I quickly grabbed the rods. I've come back down to peg N, put the rods in. I've still got, it's 12 o'clock, I'm not off till 3, so I've still got 3 hours. Hopefully we can try and grab another bite before then. So I've been watching the carp in this bottom corner on peg N, and they just seem to be circling all the way around, then they'll splash here and there, and they seem to be coming right past my peg about a rod length, about a foot below the surface. So I've just watched them pass there, and I've just dropped a zig down right in their path where they're going to go, and I've put it a foot below the surface, so hopefully on the next path on the way back they'll take that zig. Well, they don't seem to be taking the zig, guys. A few carp have came past and just swam straight past the zig like it wasn't even there, so I think it's time I called it a day. Reel these rods in, get them thrown in the van, and thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all your support. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and leave a like, and look out for any future videos coming. Like I say, there should be one in the few coming weeks. Thank you all again, and don't forget to check out my Instagram at tricky_carping.